Hey, so I wanted to shoot a quick intro about some videos I made. I made a series of videos, and the whole intention was to share a lot of the tools, tips, tricks, whatever mental processes I use to really maximize my time on the road, to optimize my experience, optimize my money, whatever pro words you want to use. But there's a lot of things I've learned that, changing my expectations, changing my perspective on planning, that really improve and make the most out of my time on the road and trips I take, whether it's a side trip or just, I'm on the eternal trip. But, life is a race to the grave that I'm not in a hurry to win. And I'm really want to get the most out of these last few years. And I'm learning, you can watch all these superficial or AI tips and tricks and stuff, but it was really the mindset that really, and the, deeper things that really improved my travel. And the mistakes I learned, I didn't go into too many of the actual mistakes, but the mistakes I learned was the driver for all of these videos. So I made 4 videos and then a bonus video, and all of this is focused more at the person, getting their first stamp on their passport, or the first 5 stamps on their passport, or wanting to learn to travel, or wanting to get up and go travel, wanting to change their life, that type of thing. It was, these are videos that I wish I had watched, and thought processes I wish I'd planted the seeds of long before I started traveling, because that's all these are really intended to be, is a starting point to think a little bit differently than what you see in all these AI scripts and what you see in all these quick hit travel minutes, or I call them travel minutes. You watch these travel hacks, travel tips from people, and they're all very superficial, right? These to me are really what changes the benefit, because I don't look at the flashy stuff. I look at what creates a meaningful change, 2 weeks after I've been someplace, what made the difference, a month after I've been someplace, what actually made the difference. And silly things, some of these things seem silly up front, but they're really the most substantial in, as I look back and think about what happened and how much did I enjoy it, and do the assessment from distance to get the better perspective. These are the things that really changed my travel behaviors and changed my travel outcomes. And right now, I'm really happy with my travel outcomes. When I go someplace, I feel everything's in sync, and I really feel like the majority of the time I'm getting the most out of my time, money, and energy expenditure, or whatever you want to call that, right? I really have tuned it to me to get what I want. And that's what I hope you take from these videos, is tune your future experiences to what you want, and have your cake and eat it too. There's no reason not to. There's no reason not to make the most out of your vacation or your retirement or your golden years, right? They're supposed to be golden for a reason. If they aren't golden, let's work on that. Let's improve that. And these are some of the things I used to really change that from a low to mediocre experience to a high or superior or superb experience. And yes, mosquitoes are everywhere and they love me, and that's something I'm working on. I haven't found the magic cure for mosquitoes yet, but I'm working on it. And when I do, I will share it everywhere. But yeah, I just I'm really high on life, and that may not come across in my monotone and my blank affect or whatever, but my life is really, really good right now, and I don't like to feel like I'm bragging, but these are things that help me get there. So if you enjoy the videos, great. If you don't, I'm sorry. If they're too basic for you, I totally appreciate that and understand that. Most of the people I've met on the road are far more experienced and far beyond what these videos present, but these are the building blocks that help me get to where I'm at, and I want to share those so that other people who are where I was can open up their thought process, plant these seeds of thought, water them, and think about them as they start to travel, start to get out of the chair, start to explore their retirement, start to explore nomad or expat lifestyle. These were the real seeds that I would go back and give myself 10 years ago and say, plant these seeds and water them and think about them, because this is what will change make significant changes in your future, because they've made significant changes in my past 5 years, right? And they all sound like simple life skills, but with a tweak to apply them towards travel, towards expat, towards nomad, right? That little tweak made all the difference in the world. And, refining them to be specific towards my future life and not from my past life, was a real key. And understanding that a lot of those skills you have in business, you don't want to slack off, your business skills, your work skills, and those things. You want to just flip the switch and apply those to your retired life, to your vacation life. And you will see that those skills and those practices from your business side, from your work side, once you flip the switch and bring them to the retired life, your expat life, your nomad life, you're going to see they pay off exponentially more than they ever did in your work life, because you're not working for a dollar, you're not working for a corporation, you're not working for a company. You're working for yourself, you're working for your satisfaction, for your happiness, for your benefit. And I'm not saying be selfish, but I'm saying focus on yourself, then focus on others, more than you were focused on work, right? Focus on yourself, focus on your partner, focus on your life, and take that energy and that knowledge set and that skill set, that professional, that work skill sets, and apply it to your retirement. The more deliberate I live my life, the better it is. And this is a whole nother video I've been spinning in my head, but I'll give you a teaser here. Is I've met so many people who in the last 6 months, life will just happen, this. I'm like, no, smash that idea. The more deliberate I am about my future, the better my life gets. The more deliberate I am about tomorrow, the better today is, and the better tomorrow is. And it's just a snowball that doesn't seem to find the bottom. It just keeps getting better and better and better and better. And again, you may not get that, because I understand I'm a very, flat-natured, monotone person. But, I don't know how to or demonstrate that emotion to a camera or to somebody not here. But even, sitting having coffee with people, I think people underestimate just how truly happy I've become. So take that for what it is. Enjoy these videos, hate these videos, choice is yours. They're there if you want to listen to them. Again, nothing visually spectacular, but maybe throw in some headphones and listen to them, or just punch out and say sayonara, and I'll see you in another lifetime. Take care.